morning, Floss Tube. Hi, this is Stitching Granny at 17, and my name is Deborah. Welcome, and thank you to all my new subscribers and the ones that keep returning. I appreciate all of you returning and watching the videos. I'm hoping this video won't be that long today. I don't have that much, but maybe I do. Doesn't seem like when I'm stitching that I have all that much to show y'all. I know it's been 3 weeks since my last video, and today is November the 19th, 2021. And you can also find me on Instagram, StitchingGranny17, and my email also is stitchinggranny17@gmail.com. And that is Stitching Granny of the number 17. And I'll try to put it here on the screen for you. All right, today I have, let's see, one fully finished that I didn't show you last time. And yeah, there it is. This table is quite full. And here this is. This was out of the magazine. Picture of it right here. Just Cross Stitch magazine, the Christmas edition, all the special patterns that they have. So I'll put that there so you can see it. But that's my finish, and I used some candy cane buttons that I got from Hobby Lobby, and the chenille trim is from Michaels. And I stitched this on 14 count Aida, and I dyed it with evening blue. Now all my pillows, no matter what size they are, except for the tiny ones, the Holt tiny ones, I don't put zippers in those. But even this size here, I put zippers just so I can put the batting, the polyfill in there. And then that way when I get ready to store it, I can store it flat. But I did the tutorial on how to do the pillows and how to make this hidden back here. So you can put it anywhere on the back of the pillow. Most times I'll either put it in the center or I'll put it at the bottom. My other fully finished, and I posted on Instagram, is the 5 Gnomes, and I found the pattern last year on Etsy. All you have to do in the search bar is type in 5 Gnomes and you'll find it. And it's a PDF download, and I finished it into a pillow. I think they turned out pretty good. Last year when I downloaded the pattern, I thought, I'm gonna have to put this away because it looked like to me it was gonna be real big. I'd been out of cross stitch for a while, so it didn't even dawn on me to calculate it. And so it's not that big. This is a 12-inch finished pillow. So it really wasn't that big. It was only like 9 3/4 inch from side to side. And I did the same zipper on here, but I did this flap because I ran out of this fabric. I try to use every bit that I can. And what I did the binding around the edge so it kind of looks like a corded pillow. So I think it turned out pretty good. All right, that's all my fully finishes. Now on to, I guess, my whips. Okay, I've been working on the brick house, and last time you saw that I did this and part of the house. I did some more on the house. I'm hoping to get caught up. I am a little on here lately. And I'll have a little bit of a life update in just a little bit. So I'll catch you up on what's going on. Now, also what that pattern was by Brenda Gervais, The Brick House. Okay, the next one that I worked on was the Homestead Harvest, and I'll put a picture up here so you can see. I don't recall the name of the designer, but I'll put it up there for you. But I did I did this part right here. There's a couple of little squares that I didn't do because I didn't want to just put 1 or 2 stitches in. I was going to wait until I moved on up. But I'm kind of working at the bottom and working my way up. The bottom right hand corner up. So this stitch I'm doing on 22 count, and it's on 1 thread. And I found out that I really don't like working with 1 thread. Yes, you don't use as many threads, but it seems to be a little bit more tedious because the thread doesn't really have enough strength. I think it has more strength when you're using 2 threads. The next one, I did make some progress on Kringles by Little House Needleworks. And the last time you saw this, I only had the desserts down here at the bottom. Now I've got that window completed, and then I'll move on over to the doors. So I am committed because I did the whole outline and brick and roof of Kringles, so I am committed to getting that done. The next one, I've got a couple of finishes, but I haven't fully finished them yet. I needed to. And I finished the November Stitching with the Housewives. And yes, I know it's mid-November and it's not hanging up in my living room. I'm too busy trying to work on Christmas right now. But I'm getting there. And then I did this one by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I showed you the Christmas rules last time, and this is the Christmas letters. And I'm stitching it on 14 count Aida. I did it with evening blue and pewter gray, I believe it was. I just put a tiny bit in the mixture just so it wasn't so bright. I wanted it to look more gray than blue. This turned out pretty good, and it was fun. I seemed to like more than just 3 or 4 colors, but it worked in the end. So I'm happy I did it. I just got to fully finish it. And then I believe I showed you October last month, and along with November, it's stitched on 14 count black Swigart Aida. And I didn't really show this. I did some specialty stitches in here to kind of make it look like hay was coming out of the back of the truck. So that's what I forgot to show last time. The other one that I'm working on is Stitching with the Housewives. And it's Santa Claus is Coming to Town. This is my start. I just started on this last night. So I tend to want to develop the picture rather than be scattered about it, because to me it gets more exciting when I start seeing things come alive. And then the other one that I've been working on is the Quilty Barns by Holt. This one I semi-finished. I don't know what I want to put in the doors inside the barn yet, so that's why I haven't completed. I'm sorry for the wrinkles. This was in my to-go bag, and I just pulled it out. So then I started working on the one with the silo. So I'm making a little bit of progress. Oh. Hopefully it won't take me too long to get that done. And this one is stitched on 14 count Aida, and it's called Coffee. So I got this one in with, let's see, That Quarter Shop. I was in the monthly fabric, and I had gotten 2 fabrics, and then I kind of stopped. I need to get back into it, but I tend to buy white cloth, stitching cloth, and just dye it myself. I seem to enjoy doing that. It doesn't take that much trouble to dye it. I like to see the different effects of it, and all my stitching will be on something different rather than everything looking alike. Now, with Stitching with the Housewives, of course, I usually do it on black. I've done it a couple of times with a different color, and I should have changed some of the white rather than use the white. So to make it easy, I just go ahead and do it on the black, and I bought some black dye so I can go ahead and try to dye some myself and see if I can get the chalkboard effect of it. And then I got some Stitchy Kindness, and I got from Catherine Kearney, and I had one on her floss tube, this Christmas ornament book, and I can't wait to get started on these. I thought they might be fun. Maybe I'll do an ornament for the family next year. I plan on working on Christmas more often throughout the year rather than just, just in season. And then I got from Whitney Stitches, I got the November Country Cottage Needleworks that I won on her floss tube. So if you haven't checked Catherine or Katie out, go check her out on floss tube, and check out Whitney Stitches on floss tube. And then I had gotten a little bit of haul. When I found out that Pat Carson needles weren't going to continue, I said, oh no, I just found them. I just started using them anyway, not just found them, but I just started using them last month. And I said, what am I gonna do now? So I went on Happy Little Stitch Shop first, and I didn't find them there. And then I went to Fat Quarter Shop, and I found them. So at least I can continue using Pat Carson needles for a while. And then from Rock Hill Stitch and Frame, my monthly Country Cottage Needlework sampler came in for December. So I think I'm finished with all my monthly things. I've got one more coming in. Should be here today or tomorrow, and that is the Bitty Barns by Annie Bees. And then I made a small order with Happy Little Stitch Shop. And since, I'll go ahead and give you a slight update. Since I'm gonna have a sewing room again, yes, I'm gonna have a sewing room. Yes, it's been 6 years. And my son got him a place. So now I get to start planning my sewing room. It's gonna be a bit because we gotta do some wall repairs and some painting, and then some designing of where I'm gonna put the things. I decided I'm probably gonna take up 2 rooms, 1 room for the fabric and partial sleeping area for Grands, and the other room solely for sewing. So with Happy Little Stitch Shop, I got so happy so it can go in my sewing room. I also like to do the quilt, so I can go ahead and have something hanging up in my sewing room and not be seasonal in there. And what else I got was Jingle Jolly Joy. So this looked like it was going to be pretty fun to stitch it together and then stitch it separately. So I can't wait to get started on that. So like I said, I'm going to have a sewing room again. So I'm hoping to have more sewing tutorials. It won't be as hard for me to have to set up anymore. And I'll start floss tubing in my sewing room, so maybe I can take care of this glare. My husband's gonna help me with the lighting since he does electrical stuff, and try to control the glare so my glasses don't glare back at you. I know I don't like seeing it, and I'm sure y'all don't either, but I thank you for putting up with it. So I've got some grandchildren coming over today. Matter of fact, it'll be 6 coming, but only 5 are staying. And it's my oldest daughter's children, so I get to spend some time with them a little bit. And of course, we're gonna bake some cookies. That's what grandmas do, right? But I love baking my grandchildren cookies, and I'll probably have maybe 1 or 2 decide to spend the night So they don't get to spend the night that much since my son was living here, but hopefully all my grands can come and go and spend the night and enjoy Grandma and Grandpa. And we can have some one-on-one with them. All right, today's word is coming from Matthew 22, and it's verse 37. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So I think what God's word's telling us is we're supposed to share the love. If we love one another and we treat one another like we would want to be treated and respect each other, then I think this world would be a happier place. And I know God's trying to prepare us for a day that when we gather with Him in heaven, because it's going to be all about love. It's all going to be about caring and thinking of others and bowing at Jesus' feet and just being happy that no more sin in our lives and no more hardship. I know there's a lot of people that's going through so much, and a lot of times we don't stop and think about it. There's people in the world, or even in the United States, they don't have a home, they don't have health care, they don't have food, they don't have water, they don't have family. There's so many children that are parentless, that are left as orphans because of COVID. And I know myself, sometimes I just think about things that are around me in my life, and I don't stop and think and pray for others like I should. Sometimes we get so self-absorbed, we're looking at what bothers me instead of what is the needs of the others. And I'm talking to myself here because I know I'm guilty. We all are guilty. We get so wrapped up in our lives, we forget about others. And it's important for us to think about others, because God said to love others as we love ourselves. And so if we don't love others, we really don't love ourselves. So that's a good point for us to remember. I'm sorry it's such a short floss tube. We got a lot going. I want to get this up before the grands get here. And it'll probably be about 3 weeks before I post again, because I want to try to get the sewing room set up, hopefully by then. But if not, I will have it set up by Christmas. My daughter's supposed to come help paint and help me get it set up. And my son will come hang the cabinets and stuff like that needs to be done. All right, thank y'all so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and like. Don't forget to share the video. And thank y'all again for coming back. All right, God bless.